Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to another video of Azure Data Factory. So I thank you so much for watching my videos. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new to my YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe, share, and like my videos. Okay. So uh, as part of today's video, we are going to look at continuous integration and continuous deployment using Microsoft Azure DevOps. Okay, so we will see that how we implement continuous integration and continuous deployment in Azure Data Factory using Azure DevOps. Okay, so you see here, this is the my DevOps organization account, and I do not have any projects so far. Okay, so no projects, nothing. So you see, no projects. That is why it is asking to create a project to get started. So if I go to my Azure portal, you see I do not have any resource groups. So it means that I do not have any resources in my Azure subscription. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a Azure DevOps project first. I'm saying ADF CI/CD demos. Now go for create project. Just click create project. So the project will get created and all the pipelines, repositories, okay. So everything that comes for Azure DevOps project, we will be having everything, okay. Now we will look at all these things later. Let's go ahead and create a data factory. So I do not have any resource group, right? Create a resource group. I'm saying Venkat Dev resource group. So create a resource group. So resource group has been created. Now go for another resource group saying Venkat QA resource group. So I'll have a data factory in development, and I'll have another data factory in QA resource group. Okay, so whatever I have created in dev resource group will be deployed automatically to um, QA resource group. Okay, so just refresh this one. It will take some time, but it will come. In the meantime, let's create a data factory in dev resource group. Add a resource, analytics, create a data factory. So I'm giving a name, Venkat data factory. So now the data factory, the name is not available. I'll just tag say May, today's date, May 8th. So now it is available. Just copy this one. So I'll go to resource groups again. If I refresh this, I should see the other one, QA resource group. So I'll create the resource group. So I'll create a data factory in QA resource group. Okay. So you can give a same name, uh, whatever the data factory name that you are having dev environment, or you can give a different name as well. But I'm going to give a different name to show you. So data factory. This is the name, right? Venkat Data Factory, May 8. This time I'm going to say Data Factory QA May 8. So create. So in the meantime, if you go to resource groups, Dev Data Factory already created, right? See, this is in Dev Resource Group. Now go for other and monitor. let's go back to QA resource group and open the other data factory as well. That's fine. It's taking some time. So you can directly go to the corresponding resource, data factory. You see here, I can click this go to resource to go to that QA data factory. You see, this is the QA made is the one that I created in the QA resource group. I'm going back to other and monitor. I'll just switch these tabs so that it will be easy for us to find out. So you see, I do not have any pipelines, no data sets, nothing. It's a empty data factory that we have created in Dev resource group. In the same way, we created an empty data factory in QA resource group. Okay, so now let's get started. So the first thing, in order to implement continuous integration and continuous deployment, you have to set up your code repository. Okay, you click here to set up your code repository. My repository type is Azure DevOps. The account I'm having is this one. I have already shown you this. So you see here, this is the my organization account, DevOps organization account. This is the project name that I have created at the beginning of this video. Repository, you can use the existing repository, the same ADF CI/CD demos. This is the collaboration branch master. Okay, if you want, you can give a different one, but I'm just going with the default master collaboration branch. You go for apply. So the setup has been completed. Here you see it is asking to you can create a new branch to start your work, or you can use existing branch to start your work. As I'm the only developer, I'll go with using the existing branch, using the existing master branch. You save this. Okay, so the next thing is I'll just create a simple pipeline. As this is a basic video, I'll create a simple pipeline with wait activity. So down the line, I'll be creating multiple videos around this concept. So this is a basic video. I'm just saying first pipeline. In this first pipeline, I'm going to say wait activity. No need to no need to set anything. Just keep this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this guy first. I'm saving this pipeline. I'm going to publish this. So you see the point that you have to remember when you go for publishing. So you can publish only from your collaboration branch. So your collaboration branch is nothing but the master branch I have set up when I'm configuring, when I'm setting up my code repository. Okay, so if you create this pipeline in a different branch, you have to raise a pull request to merge your code changes from your branch to master branch. Your pull request should get uploaded. Then you can publish your pipeline from master branch. That you please remember that. Now I am going for publish. Save. Okay. So I have created this pipeline only in dev environment. The QA environment is not having anything. QA is as of now empty. If you want, we'll just refresh. So no pipeline, nothing. So the pipeline is getting published. Publishing is completed. So if you go here, your DevOps account, if you see, click your repos, you see you have your content here, a data factory content. So you have your pipeline. You see here first pipeline.json. So by default, ADF underscore publish is the by default a branch with this ADF underscore publish is going to be created, and this is the one that you are going to use for your continuous integration and continuous deployment. So uh, once you commit your code, or once you approve your pull request, this is the time for integrating your code for continuous integration and continuous deployment. Now I'm going for pipelines here. This is the pipelines, Azure pipelines. You have to create a pipeline for continuous integration and continuous deployment. So create a pipeline, use classic editor. Where is your code? I'm having my data factory code in Azure DevOps. I have selected, this has been selected by default. And you know that you have, this is the repository where you have your code. And the default branch that you have to select for scheduling the builder manually builds. But as I told you, we have to use the ADF underscore publish, right? I'm selecting ADF underscore publish. Once you select those options, you have to go for continue. So go with empty job. You name this pipeline. Okay. So I am just going with the default one. If you want, you can just change the name. Okay. So agent job, you have to have a step in the job that is going to be resource manager, Azure Resource Group deployment. So here, this is the ARM template based deployment. So as you know, when you publish your pipelines, your ARM templates will get created for your data factory, right? So that's why we are using this resource manager deployment. So select this option. You have to select your subscription, go for authorize. You see here, this is the display name. Whatever, if you want, you can change your display name for this step. So this is going to be my destination environment, right? So for that, you have to mention your QA resource group and the location. You can mention anything. So if you see this data factory have created east to west, right? Let's select the same thing. Select the east to west. Now go back. You see, this is the template that you have to select. You click this ellipse button, go here, and you select your ARM template for data factory. Say OK, and you can mention your template parameters also. So the other, see, this is the ARM template parameters for factory. So select this guy. Once you're done with that, here is the place you have to mention your value. You have to mention values for the parameters that you have in this JSON file. So I'll just duplicate this tab. So if I go to my repos here, is pipeline. Let's go to this branch. this data factory. You see template parameters, right? So here I have a parameter called factory name. So this is the data factory name that we have to mention whatever we have in the QA resource group. QA resource group, this is the data factory name, right? So you can replace the name here. Okay, so just go back and you click this ellipse button again. You see, this is the default value you have, but this is not the actual data factory we have in QA environment, right? So you go for deleting this and you mention your QA data factory name. Okay, so Venkat Data Factory QA May 8th. This is the one that we have created already in QA resource group. Okay, so this is mandatory. Now go back and you say okay. So that is the last steps that you have to do. Okay, once you completed, you go for save. Just save. Okay, so you can queue, you can click on queue for completing the build process. It will create the artifact for using the same in the release pipeline where we will create the release. So this is the step is being queued. So it is going to get all your code from your Azure DevOps repository and it is going to create the build. Task is going to be Azure Resource Group deployment. So everything is success here. Like just go back and you see this is status is success. We forgot one thing here. Okay, so this one, go for edit. We have not enabled the continuous integration. You see, this is the step that you have to, I mean, this is the checkbox that you have to select for enabling the continuous integration. Just say save. So now you have completed your artifact for you. I mean, you have completed your build. So now this is the place where you will create your release. Okay. Now you go for creating another pipeline for release pipeline. So just start with empty job. So you just name this one stage. This is going to be QA environment, right? It's fine. Just mention QA. So next, go for adding the artifact. This is you are going to add the data fact. I mean, sorry, you are going to add the artifact that has been generated in the previous build. That I mean, I already told you that the output of build pipeline is going to be artifact, right? You just select that artifact. So here the source is going to be, see, I'm selecting the same pipeline. So all the information has been filled automatically. Say add. So you have to click this guy for continuous deployment trigger. You enable the same. Okay. Now you just click here save. Save. So yeah. So you see everything has come. Now you go for create release. Now you say create. Release has been created. Just go for it has been queued. It has been queued already. I mean, the deployment has been started. So it is success. So success means what? Whatever we have in dev environment has been automatically moved to QA environment. So you see, this is the QA, right? Just go for the refresh. You see, the new pipeline has come here. So you see, this is the first pipeline, right? The same thing that we have here. We haven't done anything in this QA environment. So the continuous deployment has triggered, and that has been moved the pipeline from dev environment to QA environment. Now in here, I'm doing the same thing again. I mean, I'm creating a new pipeline. So I'm just cloning this new pipeline. So this time I'm going to say this as a second pipeline. Second pipeline. Now again, go for save, go for publish, say okay. This time I'm not going to do anything. So if you see here, this is the right. If you will be having history. The same time, we'll be having the pipeline history as well. Go to Azure Pipelines. This is the one. You see, it's a, as we already, I mean, we just created new pipeline, right? So automatically it got started queuing and preparing the build. This is called continuous integration. Once this step has been completed, it will go for deployment. See here, you will see the respective here deployments. See here, the other one has started, release 2. See, I haven't done anything. So this is doing, I mean, the deployment is being done automatically as the continuous integration has been completed, and automatically continuous deployment has completed. If you go to your QA data factory again, if you refresh this, you should see 2 pipelines here. See, the second pipeline has come. Okay, so as I have shown these things, you will see again. I mean, this time I'll create a new pipeline, clone. I'm repeating the same things to show you what are the different things that it usually do before implement the, I mean, before it do the continuous integration and continuous deployment. Say third pipeline, save, publish. Okay, now I'm showing you this is the release pipeline, right? Now you go for this is the build pipeline. Okay, you should see a new step here automatically. I mean, automatically you will see a new step here. See, load one new run. So this new run is it is being, I mean, it has started automatically. It takes the latest code that has been committed to your code repository recently, and it starts preparing the build. When the build has been completed, the continuous deployment trigger will take the same code to make the necessary changes into the stages that you have defined in your release pipeline. So it's completed. Now you see the other I mean, this deployment process also has been started. So the deployment has been completed. If you go ahead and if you see your QA pipeline, I mean QA data factory, you should see the other one, other pipeline as well. See, now the third pipeline has come. So this is a basic video. That is why I have not taken any data sources and all. I just uh, I I don't want to get confused with by making a more complex pipeline. I just want to make sure the things. I mean, you understand the concept very well in the initial video. Then we will go to the next level of creating pipelines with the data sources and all, and how we can use those data sources from dev to a dev environment to QA environment. I'll create another video in the same I mean, using the data sources. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a great day. If you are new to my YouTube channel, I would request you to subscribe. Thank you so much.